so Icon for Hire, we're reviewing a rock album, the first, I think, maybe, a pretty pop-centered rock album, or, yeah, pop-flavored, I don't want to say centered, but, just for those who don't know, I'm just going to give a quick background for Icon for Hire, who we're reviewing Scripted, I believe their first album. I'm going into this pretty blind, but, you know, I checked out, I think they have like 2 or 3 albums. I checked out the first 2. This one more than the second. I guess the idea of their sound is, you know, kind of your cliche rock thing of like the 3 Day Graces and the, you know, the just kind of like standard rock, you know, battle anthem with, you know, mainstream appeal, but mix that and contrast it with really kind of poppy, cutesy instrumentals that are almost like sarcastic and ironic, and that's how I would describe their sound, and I would also compare it to Paramore a little bit, because that's how people introduce me to it. They're like, oh, it's a lot like Paramore, and there's a difference, but I see the similarities. And I think it's one of those, like, you know, there's a female singer for the lead, and, you know, and it's one of those, so, and, you know, we have this opening track, it's called Overture. It's basically an instrumental that leads into the next song. And the album wouldn't be affected if this is all just one song. It's like 30 seconds, it's one of those. And I'm not even going to give a rating for Overture because there's really no point. It's the same reason why I don't review skits or anything. Because it's like, I'm going to review that. If I was really interested and it was just like this amazing instrumental, then I'd be like, hell yeah, but it's not, so it's just kind of like a weird little instrumental to jump into the next track, which is titled Theater. And you know, we got 12 tracks, counting the bonus tracks. I don't know if I'll review those, but I'm very interested. I'm going into this a little bit blind, but at the same time, I've already at least streamed through each song at least once. Some like Make a Move, which is like the big single, a lot more, obviously. But, yeah, with that being said, I'm excited. Let's fucking do this, yeah! Alright, so track 2, Theater, and I really like how, Overture turns into Theater. It's, you know, I love when songs do that. They just kind of flip into one another, and it's like, I just love when that happens. It's like the coolest thing to me. So Theater, it's basically kind of about, you know, this girl, this character, I guess, and she's projecting not herself, and she's like she's being fake, and she's like saying how other people are being fake, and I'm using a pretty bad terminology here, but and the big like I think thing with it, she's like, I'm gonna burn this theater to the ground, and theater is supposed to represent, you know, how everyone acts, and, you know, out in the world, out in the real world, you know, people aren't really themselves, and I think that's not so much that they want to be fake and like dishonest with people. I think that's more due because they really just they want people to like them. They want to be accepted by as many people as possible, and, you know, you can see on the internet and shit like that, people are more like they're not as fake, and they're kind of assholes, and, you know, when you really get to know certain people, you discover they're assholes, and you discover that they're not. Once you know a person long enough, you realize the, like, kind of real them, but you're not going to get that off first impressions, you're really not. And I like the idea of the song, I really do, but it's like, this one doesn't have those electronic sounds that, you know, this band is known for. It's just one of those Breaking Benjamins, 3 Day Graces, the fucking Evanescences. It's one of those, and I think a lot of people who like music actually start with those bands, and they evolve from there. And I anyone who didn't want to listen to the radio or couldn't get into rap, this had the mainstream appeal that didn't turn off their ears, and it was still accepted to be alternative, and it caught their teenage angst and all that shit. And in the end, I would say all those bands I just listed, they're good in the end. But because so many people because I've already kind of moved past that in my musical experience, I guess, I don't necessarily want to look at lesser known artists who don't do as a good job. That being said, I don't dislike this song at all. I think it's a good song. I like the idea. It wasn't as catchy as Make a Move, or it wasn't as ear grabbing, I guess, but it was nice. It was a good song. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It was pretty good. Nothing wrong with it. I liked it. That being said, we got some songs to go. I believe Make a Move is next, the big single, so that'll be fun to listen to again. That being said, thank you for watching, as always, and with that, I leave you on to track 3. This is the big one, Make a Move. Somebody make a move. This was the song that introduced me to this band, as I'm sure it introduced a lot of people. That's what big singles do. And I'm not proud of how I learned this. I learned about it from a Nightcore video. And yeah, I was like, let's check out the real artist here. And, after that, I wanted to listen to it a little bit more. And I was like, let's make a review. So that's what we're doing. Make a Move. It's one of those, again, what I described in the last track review. It's one of those, big rock anthem battle tracks that you could see in an AMV or something. And, it captures a fight almost. And it's the progression is really heart pounding, and it's a jolt of energy, and I enjoy it. The concept is kind of weak. It's kind of just all this confusion and chaos. Somebody do something! Somebody do something! And it's it's whatever though. With some songs, if we're going back to a 3 Days Grace, let's start a riot. That's it has that fight thing, but there's more of a center there. But I guess you can't just copy fucking other people, so you gotta think of something. Yeah, so I enjoy the progression in the song. I don't know the girl's name. I enjoy her singing in this one. This was the one I was like, this sounds a good amount like a Paramore song. And I was like, and I still really enjoy the song. I had it in my car, not this car that I'm filming in, but I had it in my car, and it was on a CD, and I always like to have at least one rock song in all my CDs, because there deserves to always be at least one rock song, or a metal song or something like that, even though that's not the genre I listen to. As I don't listen to metal enough, and I'm trying to get my friends to show me more metal and trying to show me the right people. There are steps you gotta fucking take, and I'm trying to take them. But it's a harder genre to get into, but it is an acquired taste, so I'm trying to acquire it. That has nothing to do with this fucking song, but Make a Move, it's, probably gonna be one of, if not their biggest song. I don't know their discography much past this and their second album, if they even have anything, but I believe this is their biggest song, and it's worth it. The music video is kind of cheesy. I remember just the girl making a cheesy ass smirk that made me laugh. She was like, Like, we're such badasses. You and your mohawk and my pink hair or purple, whatever. But you know, it's all part of the act, I guess. And you know, I enjoy it. I'm gonna make a move, because you know, in the end, it's just a simple it's one of those songs, and they're meant to kind of be simple at the same time, really memorable. And I believe the song did it. I will give it a 4 out of. Actually, I'm gonna try to stick to the out of 10 scale on this one. I will give it an 8 out of 10. I loved it. Loved it. On to track 4, Get Well. Here we go, on to track 4. Boom. Alright, this track is Get Well, and goddamn, the concept of this song is everything, you know. Again, the sound to this one, it's kind of just more, I don't want to say generic, but more your standard, that type of rock music, your kind of normal rock music, let's just call it that. And the concept of this one really kind of got me. It's funny because I'm doing my review for Better Call Saul soon, and there's a character on that who makes up a disease for himself, where he is allergic to electricity, which he's not actually allergic to electricity. He does that kind of for a cry of help, and that's what the idea of this song is. It's basically the main character of the song is experiencing a friend or something like that who is, you know, they're milking their sadness, sort of, and, you know, and it's always a cry of help when people, you know, I don't want to take people who cut themselves and put that into a negative light. But ultimately it's sort of this cry for help, right? And this is like taking that, and it's like saying, you're going too far with this. I know some people I know, and some people I know who know other people who do this to an extraordinary degree, where it's like, you know, a breakup, and it's like a fucking, like, giant month process between them and actually getting over this breakup, and it's ridiculous. And, you know, that's kind of what's happening here, where I think the big line was like, we're getting tired of your suicidal recital. Suicidal recital. I like that line. It was a good one. And, you know, in the end, I like that concept, you know. It's kind of the anthem for people who are sick of other people's, you know, BS when it comes to this stuff. And in the end, I always feel sorry when people kind of milk their sadness in a degree like this, but it's, you know, it's not, there's no, like, happy person in this situation. There's the people who's like, oh, my sadness, and, you know, you can only be so empathetic for so long, you know, and, you know, it's selfish. Like, when I'm sad, I try to, you know, make it, I'll be honest, like, sometimes I'll try to, you know, I'll ask for help, right? But there's the majority of the time I feel I want to keep it to myself. I don't want to bother other people, because in the end we all have our fucking bullshit, and we all have our own sadness, and to put your sadness onto other people not only brings them down, it makes their day worse. You're like diminishing, like, oh, you're making it all about yourself. And some people milk this to a fucking extraordinary degree, and it's like, I just stop, like, and they always have a reason for being sad, and it's legitimate. Everyone has a reason for being sad, and they're all legitimate. And, you know, everyone has to deal with it. And I like that this song kind of, because these type of rock songs usually express, you know, I'm the person sad, let me be, like, they try to, it's almost on the opposite end of the spectrum, right? I like that this song is on this side of the fence. So, and my camera probably fell. Okay, I'm just gonna film the end of this one here. I'm gonna give Get Well a fucking 4 out of 5, because I don't like driving with the camera on, because I'm a multitasker. I'm sorry, people. Oh my god. yeah, again, give this one a 4 out of 5. Sorry for the lack of professionalism here. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next track. Bye. We have The Gray, and this song I really just kind of glossed over back when I was first starting the song, or starting the album off, and I kind of think it's kind of worthy of that, and I don't mean to disregard it because I do like the song. It's not catchy, obviously. These songs aren't meant to be these kind of deeper songs. I I just couldn't get into it. You know, these songs, they don't have to be catchy, but they have to be memorable. Like I've heard just a song that's just piano and a person pouring their heart out singing, and I'm not gonna necessarily sing along to it. I'm gonna jump in there and I'm gonna like I'm gonna feel what they felt. I'm gonna be part of their experience. I'm gonna come back to it. And this song, I don't think I'm gonna come back to it. That being said, it's a pretty power. It's pretty powerful. It's just singing her heart out and like the good strong guitars and all that. Heavy drums. It's like it's so emotional. But I'm just gonna cut this one short. That's all it is to me, and I don't think I'm gonna be coming back to this one. 6 out of 10. It's pretty good, nothing great. That being said, as always, thank you for watching, and on to the next track. Hello everyone, and we're reviewing Off With Her Head, the next single, and damn, this one has so much energy. Off With Her Head referencing Alice in Wonderland, although I'm a little confused on the concept with the whole Alice in Wonderland thing. It's themed like Alice in Wonderland. We have certain callbacks in the lyrics. I think Guilty as Charged is one of them. But yeah, the energy in this song is just ferocious. I love it. This is my favorite song on the album, I'm pretty sure, unless I find some new discovery with the other ones I haven't heard as much. And damn, does it do a good job. It's not like this sad thing. It's not even like necessarily like white person angry at the world type thing. It's not melodramatic. It's just kind of, it's themed. It's kind of like not even a satire, but it's like an imagining of like this kind of attitude I think the Queen in Alice in Wonderland had, where it's like this angry, crazy, like, fuck it, fuck everything type thing. And there's one part where, and again, I had this song also in my car, where it's like a heavy fucking guitar solo riff thing, and then it kind of almost stops for a second, and then it's the hook, but it's like an electronic version of the hook. It's like, I don't let go, but it's like all electronic and, synthy, and it's only for a second. And literally, I have played through this whole song thing just a lot of the time, just waiting for that part. I'm just like, and it doesn't like milk it, like, oh, I almost wish it did, but it doesn't milk this part that's gonna be like all electronic. There's no like electronic random 45 seconds. It's just this taste of this hook almost remastered as an electronic version, and it sounds, I just love it. I love that part. I love when songs do that, when they take their hook or whatever and they like do something different with it for the bridge or whatever. I really enjoy those. And the song, there are levels to it, energy, let's take a break, energy, it's one of those, and it ends with this, just a boom, end song, and it's pretty great. And yeah, favorite song on the album, I was gonna give this a 9 out of 10, I really was, but let's just make it, I don't think before listening to it now, I don't think I'm going to. I'm not going to come back to it as a 9 out of 10 song, and it's going to be one of those where I'm going to come back to it and be like, I don't think that deserves that. So let's give it a very, very strong 8 out of 10, Off With Her Head, probably my favorite song on the album. That being said, on to the next track. Thank you for watching. God, that that chorus. This song, it's another one of those big energy songs. It's like that's what this is. It's like a big energy song after one another. The song opens up. I'm sorry. And it's almost embracing that like weird electronic noise. I swear they almost do like the same noise. Um, that weird electronic stuff that they do with their sound. And it almost feels like they do that like they don't want to, because they almost use it reluctantly. Like I mentioned in the last with Off With Their Head, how they did the chorus all electronically. They only did it for a little bit, and the way the song opens up and it's all electronic, and it doesn't last that long. It's like they almost just do that to capture people, and then they're like, okay, now getting to the real stuff. But I like that electronic stuff, and I honestly felt like this was the time to do that, like a full electronic almost song, because the last song, it was like warming us up, and then boom, hit us with this, and I felt like that's what this should have been. With these songs, these big, the big strong anthems, I noticed I have to pick and choose, because usually the single is what brings everyone. That's the song everyone loves, and they try to replicate that and just do the same thing. But it's like when I already have the sound from this artist, I'm gonna listen to that song over that one. I'm gonna listen to Make a Move and Off With Her Head before I listen to this one. And mm, and that's how I feel. I do that with a lot of artists, like the big 3 Day Graces and the Evanescences and shit like that. They have their lesser songs that not as many people listen to. And they're not, people don't like them as much. Because they already have those singles that are too similar and are better. Even if it's not by a whole lot, people like those ones first because they came first and they attracted them. And the lyrics, and I like the idea of the song. It's pretty much just fight. It's pretty self-explanatory almost just by the title. And she references how she's a fighter, and she's stronger than she gives herself credit for. She went through a surgery or something like that. I forget exactly what she said. She went through something pretty dramatic, and I assume that's the lead singer or the character. Probably lead singer. And it's a good song. I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. It was powerful, big song. Yeah, that being said, on to the next track. So this is Up in Flames, The Fire. I'm just gonna cut this one short. This one was really just kind of the most, I don't want to say generic, but standard. I say that sometimes. It's not generic, it's standard. It doesn't do anything new. That doesn't mean it's bad. They don't do anything bad here. It's just it's also a little bit repetitive, and certain songs on this album, I'm adrenaline. I'm fucking going. This one, as I can feel the fire. No pun intended. But I'm not actually feeling it. If that makes sense. Like I can feel them like bringing it, trying to light this fire up under my ass. But I'm just sitting calmly. I'm just like, yeah. Can I listen to the other songs I like again? It's one of those. Yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It's okay. On to the next track. Hello everyone, we are reviewing Iodine, and again, this one is kind of just more of the same, so I'm just gonna try and get this one out faster. Just the heavy guitars and the drums going fucking apeshit, and vocally she does more of the same. It's really just more of the same here, and, by now I have my favorite songs, and I don't need, I don't really need Iodine, I really don't. And it does some stuff different, and, it breaks away from the norm for a couple times, but other than that, I really just not feeling this one. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5, and that's really it. On to the next one. Alright, this is the contrast I was looking for. This is Only a Memory. We have 2 songs to go, counting this one, and damn, the idea of this song, I got it after a couple times, because the first times I wasn't really listening to the lyrics. It's about rape, and, very hard topic, but, let's try to discuss it you know, in a serious matter, because, you shouldn't just not talk about it. Basically, the idea is the character here, there are lines referencing how someone uh, did stuff to her and put their hands on them, and how the character wishes the worst for them, and, they're only a memory. The main line is, "You're only a memory, this isn't my identity." Pretty strong words, and, I'm sure this song probably hits someone. Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, obviously, this hasn't happened to me, so I can't really comment on that. It doesn't relate to me in that regard, but I do know people, and, it's always one of those, you're empathetic towards another human being, even if you haven't experienced what they've gone through, and, that's how I feel with this one. Am It's a very hard topic, and it almost like disturbed me a little to hear it. But it opens up. It's a little more melancholy than. Sorry, I'm sorry. My voice is fucked up too. The whole song basically, it's a little bit melancholy, and it fits. It fits the bill. And it's about what you think it is. It's like this anthem for this really for victims who've gone through this really shitty act. So, and I think I'm just gonna cut it. I'll give it a out of 10, a 6. It was pretty good. I liked it. That being said, we have one more track to go. I will see you then. Haircuts are weird. Anyway, this is the final song in scripted. I'm just gonna put that right there. And I'm just gonna cut this one real quick. This is the final song and it has a lot of finality to it. It's very epic, but at the same time, it's a lot of more of the same. I feel like that's a recurring theme. The idea of the song is called Pieces, and the person has lost their mind and they're picking up the pieces. And the big line was, "The pieces won't pick themselves up," or something along those lines. And again, it's kind of more of the same, but it's likable. It's more of the same, but it's not a bad same, if that makes sense. Like, we have recurring goodness, but I would like something different, especially if we're closing it off. So that being said, thank you. Oh, I should give my score. I give Pieces a 5 out of 10. It's okay. And with that being said, guys, I will work on my review and hopefully get that out as soon as possible. Until then, as always, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and with that, I leave you.